Hello, good morning, and welcome back to all of you. My name is Vishal Manocha, owner and director at Networth Immigration Solution. Welcome back to our live session. It's 11 a.m. right now. I know we are a couple of minutes late today because of some technical issue, but the session has started now. So, welcome back to all our viewers on this live session, which we have every Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and India. It's right now 8:30 p.m. We are soon going to be changing our clocks in Canada. So next week, I think by next this Sunday only we are changing the time and we will be having this show. The Eastern Standard Time will remain the same 11 a.m. but the Indian time will change to 9:30 p.m. in the evening. So you have to stay in tune for the late evening shows coming from next Friday. We have a lot of updates to discuss. There was no session last week because of another commitment I have, so I couldn't get the live show back again. But yes, we are live back again now with a lot of updates for you, a lot of updates from the Express Entry. We have got 3, 4 draws in the last 1 week or so. We will be discussing about that, and that will also, this show will give you a time to ask your live questions you have, and we will be happy to answer them for you right away. Our office is based in Brampton, Ontario, and another location is back home in India in Karnal, in Haryana. So if you need any immigration help, you can contact us through our office in India and Canada, and we will be happy to assist you. Thank you all for welcome back and joining. And let us now start off with the update we have for this session. So we're going to talk about three express entry draw which has been held in the last 1 week. Again, yes, it was exciting to see draws happening. There was no express entry all category draw this time, but there were three other draws. The first one was the French speaking draw, where if you have a French as a French knowledge, if you have, then definitely those were the people who invited. It was not too big in number. The invitation which was sent was around 300, and the number of people who were invited was around 486 under this draw. So 486 was the score of the CRS score, and the number of invitation which was sent was 300. So that was the draw which we had last week. As I said, all the draws we are discussing under Express Entry were held in the last 1 week. The second draw we had was the Provincial Nominee Program draw, where the number of invitations sent were around 1548, and the CRS score was 776. Yes, 776, but that is a PNP draw where the people are applying through Express Entry, but they've got 600 points through which they got their score as high as 776. We will be talking about that in more detail because I know people are surprised at how people are maybe getting this much of score like 776 when people are not able to achieve a score of 500. So we will be talking about who are those people who got the 776 score and who are this 1548 people who have been invited under this draw. The last one we have was a health category specific draw. The number of invitations sent was 3600 and the CRS score was 431. So I think this is the third draw we had regarding this health category since the specific draws have started. So this is the third health specific draw which has been taken, and there were a lot of people who were invited. There were nurses, there were personal support workers, there were doctors who were invited in this draw. There were physicians who were invited, physiotherapists. A lot of doctors were invited because this was a health category specific draw. Also, one of the people who get invited through this draw is the education counselor. So if you are somebody back home in India and you have an experience as a counselor, as a college counselor or a university, then definitely you can apply for this position under this draw. But all you need to do is create your Express Entry profile, and then that's how it's going to work out for you. So make sure if you are somebody with a health background, you should be in your pool definitely. The number of invitations are being sent regularly. The score has been much lower than the regular Express Entry draw because we all know the regular Express Entry draw are happening around um, 500 mark and above. But this draw was 431 and around 3600 people were invited. So Canada have already, I think, achieved their target numbers for not exactly already achieved it, but yes, they are about to achieve their target for 2023. They are hardly 1.5 months left. They are expected more draws. We have also heard that because of some technical issues, they were not having some regular draws. So maybe they will be covering up those two, and you can expect few more draw before the end of 2024. Sorry, end of 2023. But yes, 2024 seems to be more promising now because there was a recent update on 1st of November. Immigration Minister have already announced the immigration plan for the next 3 years. Now, next year, the number of people invited will be 485,000 people. Then thereafter, starting from 2025, each year there will be 500,000 invited under express entry. So not express entry, under all the category, and the number of invitation we are expected to be sent is around 500,000 people will be invited. So the immigration minister have not increased the level. The level remains the same for the next 3 years, but it's still very promising. Having 500,000 or 485,000 people is not few number. It's a very big number, and you all have a chance to qualify under PR for next year. So stay tuned for that one, and definitely look at the draw. There are a lot of categories of draw which are happening either through express entry or through provincial nominee program. You still have a chance of coming and settling down in Canada, which is definitely most of the people do dream about coming and settling down here. So that could be an opportunity for you in the coming years. Now, talking about the international students here, international students have got a good news. For the next year, 900,000 international students will be coming to Canada, which is a big number. They have never got the target they have got is very high, and definitely to achieve that target, High Commission is already working towards it. The rift between India and Canada diplomat has not actually affected the study permit. I can definitely say has not affected the study permit application. Study permit applications are still going very fine, very smooth. We are getting a lot of visas from India, and pretty sure because the number for the next year is 900,000. Definitely, IRCC is working toward that number because for the next 3 years or any year in Canada, there are three major sessions: January, May, and fall, which we call a winter, spring, and fall semester. So for winter intake, we can already see a lot of visas have been granted, and people are definitely, we can see that High Commission is going to achieve their target of 900,000 international students. Saying so, IRCC have also announced a lot of measures to look at this international program, international student program. There are a lot of efforts being put into now from starting from 1st of December. One of the major issue what IRCC or the Canadian immigration had was the people were entering Canada with fraudulent LOAs and offer letter, which is going to be stopped starting from 1st of December, because all the LOA being issued by the college or a university will have or submitted to the IRCC for the processing. Now the college need to verify that. Once they have verified the information, then only the visa will be approved. So basically, all the LOAs being issued by the college or university will be verified by IRCC directly with the college, which has been a system in Australia and US for many, many years. But the glad thing is, yes, Canada have thought about it, and now they've implemented their system. They want their education system to be as strong as possible. This is a very good step towards that. That way, definitely the fraudulent agents or the representative who are representing them will be stopped. There will be no fraudulent offer letter issues. And the issue we had this year, where around 700 international students were about to be deported. Obviously, that was stopped later on after the effort been put by all of us. But yes, definitely you are, if you are an international student, the next year 2024, if you're willing to come to Canada, that is a year for you to come and study in a good university, in a college. But make sure you're making a right choice, selecting a right university and a right college for you. Then only you will have a chance of basically getting a visa. The visas are a bit like flexible right now, relaxed. The rules, I can say, is a relaxed bit for the time being, and definitely we can see a lot of visas being granted for January 2024 already. I wish all the best to all those students who are planning to come to Canada to start their education, and I hope their journey will be very good here once they're here. But make sure if you're coming to study that you're studying in a good university, completing your programs, getting on to work permit. Avoid getting distracted with the life in Canada. You all are coming here to make your career, so make sure that you are doing it. Uh, Basically, once you if you're coming on a study permit, your main focus should be studying, getting onto a work permit. Talking about permanent residency, yes, international students are struggling here to get permanent residency. We all know that, but I'm pretty sure IRCC is going to come out with one or the other solution for international students. Although the immigration minister have recently again announced coming as a study permit doesn't guarantee you that you will get a permanent residency or citizenship. That is a pathway, and there are a lot of pathways after that. So hopefully, we know we all have seen there is no Canadian experience class draw from for almost more than a year. Complete 2023, there was no express entry draw held. Um, Throughout 2023. Sorry, no CEC draw under express entry was held throughout 2023, which has been disappointing for international students who are willing to get their permanent residency. I know there are a lot of people who are losing their status in January 2024. They are not finding too many options, and unfortunately, they are not. But there are still few which you can select depending on the experience you have, depending on the background you're coming from, that can help you getting your permanent residency. Although it's not obviously as easy as it was earlier, but there are still pathways through which you get your permanent residency and get your PR approved. So we have a question from Lakshay here. I'll ask that take the all the viewers. I'll just request you if you have any question while we are in this live session, kindly ask them, kindly post them so that definitely I can answer them for you while we are doing the updates. So we have a question for like, may I need a help? I recently completed two courses, one plus one, applied for work permit as per the rule. I must receive 3 years work permit, but just I got 1 year. Did anyone face this issue? How to solve it? Lakshay, yes, we have seen in lot many circumstances where the people students have got 1 year of work permit, but that is definitely the something has been overlooked. Usually, this thing happens when the officer overlooked the application and they are not able to determine. Sometimes, for example, we have seen a student doing two programs which name is very like matching to each other. Even that in those cases we have seen this happening, that officer overlooked it. They thought it's only a 1 year program and they granted 1 year visa. But if you have done a 2 years education, that is 1 plus 1, definitely you are eligible for 3 years of work permit. And if that has been you are facing that issue, you can still call to IRCC, let them know that this has happened, and you can, without even reapplying that application, you may still be able to get your work permit approved for 3 years. But you have to make sure you definitely contact IRCC in this regard. There's definitely something went wrong. Definitely it's overlooked or the application was not presented properly. It could be either of that. But I'm pretty sure if you have done 1 plus 1, you are eligible for 3 years, and you should be getting your 3 years visa through that. Thank you, Lakshay, for asking a question. If you have any further question, definitely you guys can definitely ask us. And that's the whole idea of having this live session, to give you all to give you an update, to give you all a time to ask your questions if you have, and definitely give us a time to interact with our clients and give them the live update information we are getting from different parts of the immigration we have. So we have discussed about the 3 express entry draw which was held in the last 1 week, the category specific health draw, the PNP draw, and also the French speaking proficiency draw. So these were the 3 draws we have already discussed. Let me take up the second draw and talk more about it, which was a PNP draw. The number of invitations sent was 1548 and the CRS score was 776. Now, who are those people who get the 776 score? How they achieve this score is getting a provincial nominee approval. So once you get a PNP approval through express entry, there are two ways you can do your PNP. One is through express entry, the other one is through program which are province specific, which are lot linked to express entry. So once you do your express entry program, PR through express entry program, in that case you have to when you get your invitation, you have to submit your application to the province. Once you get the approval for that province, you get an extra 600 point added into the express entry, and that's how your score goes to 776 or anything beyond 500, 600. That is the only way mostly to get that sort of score, which means you have already got your PNP approved. The 600 point has been already added to your profile, and that's how it makes your score 776. And that those were the people who were invited in one of the draw we held, which was held this week. Now there was another. This was the draw, express entry draw I want to discuss for this week. There was another update. Yeah, Canada announces new measures to strengthen international student integrity. So, what does that mean exactly? Yes, um, Canada have already announced that they will be changing few rules, not few rules, lot of rules for the international student. Definitely, they are targeting more than 900,000 students for the next year. But keeping that in mind, they're also trying to focus on the integrity of the program. So all the LOAs which will be issued by the college will be verified by IRCC with the college before the visa has been granted. So definitely that is a very positive move. Also, from fall 2024, High Commission will be IRCC will be categorizing their colleges according to their uh, maybe preferred or non-preferred partner or preferred partner. We don't know exactly how that's going to work, but yes, that is something another different thing uh, which is allowed now going forward. We have a couple of questions. Let me take those questions while we go along. So we have Rakesh. What is the difference between FDS and non-FDS profile, and what is the visa success for both? Rakesh, the good thing is the FDS is one of the category which is called student direct stream. Basically, if you are meeting their eligibility criteria, say example, if, first of all, not all countries are eligible under FDS. There are a lot of countries now which are, so India, Pakistan, they are one of few of them which are a part of this program. So if you are applying through that, basically you need to first of all meet the college or university educational requirements. Education requirement could be your basically you have to, if you have done your grade 12 and then you go score good marks, you have to have a six band overall in IELTS now. Previously it was six band in each, but now you need academic only six band overall. You have to pay your 1 year complete fees and you have to pay your 1 year GIC. If you are doing that, that makes you qualify under FDS. Definitely those profiles are processed quickly. The chances of getting visa are higher if you are doing under FDS. If it's a non-SDS profile, then definitely you're not meeting one of the other criteria of you're not paying the fees or haven't scored as much in IELTS, so that makes you non-SDS. The visa success rate is definitely there's a difference between both the SDS and non-SDS. So always prefer to submit your application under SDS. You'll always have a better chance. But that doesn't mean that no, as non-SDS are not getting visas. They are still getting visas, and the visas are getting approved. But the success ratio is definitely different than the SDS category. I hope that clarifies your question, Rakesh. Then we have Akash applying with dependent together for PG diploma. Is there any success in 2020? I am planning to apply together. I heard from that only for master's course will have visa. Wow, that's true. Akash, definitely. A lot of people ask us this question: can I apply for my spouse or my partner along with the application? Uh, when we are doing your principal application, there's a way you can do it. Asking what a success rate, we haven't seen too much of success rate, and it doesn't depend on PG or masters together. There's no criteria been mentioned that you can only apply for your spouses if you're doing a masters or doing a PG or a diploma. But overall, yes, success rate is not as high as compared to. I'm pretty sure I'm not pretty sure why does that happen, to be honest, because IRCC also know if they're granting a visa to the principal applicant and if they're married, eventually the spouse is also going to come along later. But usually when you apply later, the visa chances are higher. But if you're applying along with your application, we have seen that yes, the visa success rate is not as high as the if you apply separately. Not pretty sure why IRCC looks into application differently. They also know the people is the dependent are going to forward come later on. So definitely the good idea to accept both the application at a time and the approval to be granted. But as I said, we have not seen too much of success in this regard. Now, talking about the college admission, because there was no express entry general draw this week, so there's nothing to talk about that. We've already discussed about the three draws which are held in this week. So, talking about the study permit applications, for the college admissions right now, January, May 2024 is open for Canadore College, which has got three campuses in GTA: Scarborough, Mississauga, and Brampton. So that is opening on Monday on 6th of November. So if you are somebody who wants to apply for May 2024, you can contact our office in India or Canada. Or if you are somebody who are in Canada and want to apply for another program, you have completed 1 year program, then May 2024 is open for you. So you can definitely apply for that too. So that is, and for January also the seats are available. Cameron Hansen did opened up. You never know, even Canada or other colleges may open up. So if you are looking for January 2024, you're already in Canada, you're onshore, looking and planning to start your program, then definitely we can also help you in that regard. So onshore admissions are open for January and May. Also for offshore seats are open. If you're studying, want to study in Quebec, we do have a public institution. We also represent a public institution in Quebec where you don't even need a French language requirement to complete your program or get a PR. So if you're somebody who wants to study in Quebec, you've got your relatives there, we can definitely also help you in that regard. So that was the update we have for this week. If you have any question, definitely you can still ask us. You can contact us through our social media platform. We are we have our presence everywhere. Either it's TikTok, it's basically you have social media, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you talk about. We do update all the information and all the information as and when announced by IRCC. This live session is just again to recap what happened in last 1 week, recap about what we have updated on our social media pages, and give you an update on that. So if you're looking for any immigration help, definitely you can contact us. We will be happy to help you. And we have enough last question before we wrap up. Gurpreet, please advise which visa is better, super visa or visitor visa. Gurpreet, basically it depends. First of all, not everybody is eligible for super visa, although everybody is eligible for visitor visa usually. Super visa is for parents and grandparents, and for those parents and grandparents, if you are yourself a permanent resident or citizen in Canada, then you can invite your parents and grandparents into this program. The success rate for visitor and super visa both is very good right now. So it all depends what is uh, if you have the document and if your status allows you to invite your parents and grandparents on super visa, and if they want to stay longer in Canada, then only apply for a super visa. If they don't have a their plan of staying long term in Canada, then definitely it's better to apply for a visitor visa. Because in super visa, your expenses are more. You have to maintain the insurance for your parents, and there are a lot of other obligations. So basically, yes, applying for a visitor visa is a better option as compared to super visa. I hope that answers your question, Priya. So I have a visitor visa. Can you convert it to a work permit? Priya, yes, definitely. If you are here on a visitor visa, that can be converted into a work permit. It is allowed, and as far as you have a job offer, you have an employer who's ready to sponsor you, who's ready to offer you an LMI. We can help you submitting that LMI, get that process, getting it approved, and getting you the result, positive result. And once the LMI is approved, you can either go to a border, CBSA border, any port of entry to get your work permit converted, or you can also do it online as per announcement by IRCC that is allowed till 2025, that you can still process your application online. So thank you all viewers for asking your question, and definitely give it's a very good time for the student people who are interacting with us, who are listening to us as a viewers. If you have any question, definitely it's the best time for you to ask. If we have missed out you in this session, definitely you can write us an email, call us, and we will be happy to assist you. My name is Vishal Manocha. I'm the owner and director at Networth Immigration Solution. Our office is based in Brampton, Ontario. In Karnal, we are based in Haryana. We are based in Karnal, which is in India. So, and all of you are definitely welcome to visit any of our offices for any of your help you need. So thank you all for joining in. We will be live back again next Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And in India, I'm pretty sure the time is going to change. The time will be 9:30 p.m. at that time. So thank you all for coming in. See you next Friday. Till then, goodbye. Have a great weekend. Next week is Diwali, so we will be just touching base on Diwali wishes before we go for a break. Till then, have a good weekend and a good week. See you all next week. Thank you.